And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be having a look at a massive abuse of power, in my opinion, but let me know what you think at the end. This story, I don't know if you've heard, but is about the Isle of Man. Now, if you're not aware, the Isle of Man is a crown dependency, which basically means they make their own laws. They are still tied to the UK and part of the UK, but they make their own laws. Now, this is a story in regards to 5 welders that went there from Doncaster, South Yorkshire, for a couple of days to work on the railways there. Now, what these men did, they booked a hotel, and then when they got off the ferry in the morning in Douglas, they went to Tesco's, they put on masks, they walked around Tesco's and bought the food, and then they went back to the hotel. Now, the mask wearing was important because in the Isle of Man, there is no law to say that you need to wear a mask inside a shop. So a local spotted these men, 5 men, just trying to get food, saw the masks and immediately knew they weren't local. They then phoned the police, like you don't do. By the time the men got back to the hotel with the food, the police were there waiting for them, and this is a ridiculous part. They put them all in handcuffs, took them to the police station, threw them up in front of a judge, and the judge gave them 2 weeks each. Yep, you heard that right, 2 weeks each. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, let me just remind people, if, say, just for an example, you are homeless in the UK and you steal food, you will never see the inside of a jail cell. Why, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you, because food is classed as essential to life. It's a necessity. Therefore, you can't be put into prison or punished for trying to feed yourself, which is effectively what these men have done, isn't it? Now, the problem that I have the most with this is they weren't local, so how are they supposed to know it had a different law system? And if it did, why didn't they get told that on the ferry, maybe? Just a quick thought, that one. On top of that, if they were local, I could understand the 2 weeks. Why, you might ask? Well, because they'd have food, wouldn't they? They'd have access to food in the home. These men have just turned up and went and got 2 days worth of food. How is that a crime? Look, I understand that we're in lockdowns and all sorts of ridiculous stuff all over the country, but this was a mistake. When they got took to court, they actually admitted it was a mistake and said sorry, and that wasn't enough to keep them out of jail. So what they've actually done is they've enforced a 2-week quarantine on them by putting them in a cell. How is this the country that we want to live in? This is an absolutely disgrace, in my opinion. Boris, if you're listening, or any Conservative is listening, Conservative, that's a laugh. If there's any Tories listening, you better do something about this. This is disgusting. Now, listen to the ages of the men as well. It wasn't just a group of 20-year-olds being dickheads. This was 18-year-old all the way up to a 62-year-old. A 62-year-old called Christopher Lafayette. They put a 62-year-old in for needing to eat. How is this a thing? But let me know, everyone. I'd like to know your opinion on this. Do you think this is disgraceful? Do you think the Tories need to get a grip on things, don't they? Because it's absolutely a joke. Nobody knows the backside from their elbow at the minute, and it's shameful for the Tories. Let me say as well, Isle of Man, you're a disgrace. You are an absolute disgrace. If you think that locking people up that are there to do a job you've requested of them, like criminals for going to get something to eat, you are scum, in my opinion, and you need to take a check of yourself. Look in the mirror for once before you start issuing ridiculous decrees like this. You're an absolutely disgrace. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, share it out, everyone. All of those are very important and are much appreciated. Stay sane, and I'll see you on the next one.